Yo, what's up, everybody? What is today? Friday. Oh my God. Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, wrapping up your week here on 412 Production, especially those of you here live for the pre-show, the roll call, where I say hi to all my friends across the interwebs as we get this thing started before we officially kick off the show at the top of the 4 o'clock hour. Jump in the chat wherever you're watching, say hello. We'll give you a little shout out, or as many of you as we can anyway, and then we'll kick this thing off. Let's see who's out there today. I see Lizzie and Callie just subscribe monthly over on D Live. Thank you so much for that. Although you should jump over to pill.net and check that out instead, Lizzie from Cali. But I do appreciate it. Lino Vincent, Q-Oys, Lucy Anders, Powdered Sugar, Faithful Mom, Imperial J2. Great to see all you guys over there chilling in the mosh pit we call D Live. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. Shout out to those of you on Rumble as well. Hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already. I see Spiky999, Joe Elaine, keeping it nice and comfy, and Brian1871 over on Rumble so far. Again, hit that thumbs up button and share that link. And of course, we are on pill.net, the comfy bunker, the exclusive home for the second hour of our broadcast every day. The best place to watch, the best place to chat, really just the best place in the whole interwebs, if you ask me. Let's scroll up to the tippy top of chat, see who's all in there. And we got Delia kicking us off today. What's up, Delia? Happy Friday. Packers 412, Lyle and Jenny. It's great to see you guys. There's Joe Elaine, of course, modding our chat, keeping it super comfy for you all. We got Lightsphere out there. Curious one, Jenny. All right, you guys are both chatting today. I love it. Good to see you guys. Floyd, Due Diligence, hooking us up with a bison wagyu fajita Friday cookie. That sounds absolutely spectacular. Yeah, send one of those my way for sure. Ken Chris, what's going on, my friend? Steve B in the house as well. What's up, Steve? Spiky999. So good to see you, buddy. Barb Robbins out there. What's up, Barb? Fazic in the house. R. Harrell, great to see you. Good afternoon, Mr. Gerardo. Hope you're having a great Friday so far. Roy Stones and Bones over on the West Coast. What's up, Roy? How we doing, bud? General Buford, great to see you as well. Rig Boots, welcome. And who else? Let's see. Range Pony and Awake Russell. What's up, guys? There's Clover Lily hanging out with us today. Good to see you, Clover Lily. Uncensored Abe, he's in the waiting room. He's our special guest today. He's in the chat. Very much looking forward to the conversation, brother. Texas Q, Patriot, welcome. Dangleberry, good to see you, my friend. Looking Fan Cactus, how are you? Cat Q, Patriot, good to see you as well. There's Scott the Groat, Woke Societies. He'll be our guest. Is it next Monday or the Monday after? No, it'll be the Monday after. So we got a little time there. Scott, good to see you, man. Jeff Den, how are you, man? Paul Thaddeus, thank you for the cookie. Great to see you. Mama Bear Patriot, welcome. DX, and there's Norm, Hang 10, Alien Surfer. What's up, brother? Miss Fortune out there. Renee 0304, great to see you. And let's see, Brian 1871 double dipping across a few different platforms. Love to see it. Magaline Wright, all right. 315 Russ, welcome. Texas Q Patriot, good to see you as well. It's the best until it crashed. First time it's crashed on this show in, like, I feel like years. Let's give it a little bit of a break. Hi, Delia. P.O.'d, what's up, P.O.'d? Season Pixels, what's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you, brother. Guys need to go check out the breakdown at 6:30 after the show, where Pixels wraps up all the news. Laura Y repping the 412. Let's go, Laura. Miss Fortune, thank you so much for the can. Appreciate that very, very much. B. Coleman, what's going on? Good to see you. Wood Geek, what's up, Wood Geek? Loki 2517 out there as well. Qhio 17, so good to see you. And it looks like, am I already out of names? Where is everybody? Is Pinata still alive? Yes, he is. That explains it. Aurelius Locke, how you doing? Good to see you out there. Let me see who else is over here. We got Bop-O-Matic chilling. What's up, Bop? Hope you're having a great Friday so far. Gully 45, welcome. And Flying Storm over on Rumble as well. Let's see who else. And I said hi to everybody that's on D Live already. So looks like we are actually going to start the show a little bit early for a change. That almost never, ever happens. Bassist Las Vegas. What's up, Gorilla P, Trump Red Pill? How you guys doing? There's Frodo Baggins checking in from down under. What's up, my friend? So good to see you. All right, guys. Well, I'm not gonna sit here and just waste time. We'll go ahead and get this going. What's up, Kaz 12? Hope you're having a good one, Kaz 1012. PO'd the news yeah, Pixels is the news master. Absolutely. All right, we'll be back in like 3 minutes. See you guys soon.
We will make America strong again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Y'all for tuning in, Patriots United, doing what we gotta do to win. Be addicted to MS7, now we're moving in. And once we take over, we won't ever move again. Where we go on, we go all. I say it with pride. No, we won't run, we won't fall. We're right by your side. The demons have taken hold, but none of us will abide. Stand strong and stand bold, that's how we'll survive. 412 is the production. Monday through Friday, deplorable discussions. We're making it hard for the deep state to function. Every time they switch up the narrative, we debunk it. Adol Nero is the power that's controlling the flight. With all you patriots behind them, cause we're all in this fight. So many rhyme for so long, but we're giving them sight. Trapped in the world of darkness, but we're bringing them light. You may even find yourself in a different life. A lot of us have, and honestly, that's perfectly fine. Because exactly where you are at this moment in life is where you're supposed to be at this moment in time. It's all by design, the patriots are holding the line. They must have lost theirs, thinking they're controlling our minds. So many trapped in mental prisons don't know they can find. They're just slaves in the system to the roles they're assigned. That's sad, the good news is that we're waking them up. They have monopolies on minds, but we're breaking them up. Everything you thought was news, they were making it up. When we ascend, all the tyrants won't be making the cut. Let them all burn in the hellscape they create. We the people already mapped out our escape. We hold each other by the hand as we all elevate and go to a different place. They can never get chased. When I look into the future, I can see that it's bright. When this history is written, they will see that we're right. We formed our own community and the circle is tight. But I expand the circle with every word that I write. The pen is sharper than the sword when you wield it with might. Why do you think they try to kick us off all the sites? These people hate America, punish us out of spite. We are the beacons of hope in the darkness of night. So let's go, strap in, yeah, get ready for the ride. Watch the water, we're witnessing the turning of the tide. Feel the passion and the fire that you got burning inside. Take the narrative they're feeding you and turn it to the side. We're alerted to the lies, replacing with the truth. We know the plan they devised, they're invading the youth. Now we're only sending vibes, just start lacing our boots. These demons all weaponized, now we're raising our troops. Now we're raising the roof and sounding the alarm. Remember that it's always darkest before the dawn. Life is a game of chess, they want to use you as a pawn. You're only useful until you're not useful, then you're gone. But not us, we're on the right team where we belong. Everybody is invited, so come follow along. We refuse to say things are right, knowing they're wrong. Adol Nero, take the mic and take flight, cause it's on.
And now, straight from the Steel City, it's your host, 412 Adol Nero.
All right, everybody, what's going on? Happy Friday. We are wrapping up another week here on 412 Productions, and very much looking forward to the panel today. My name is Adol Nero. It's February 2nd, 2024. I've got my OG Tennessee homesteader and a special guest, Mr. Uncensored Abe, in the house. Abe, how you been, man? It's been quite a while.
I've been going through life's ringer, blindsided by a divorce a little over a year ago.
Sorry to hear that, man.
Betrayed by my family on top of it. And you know, she played the kids against me, so the kids hate me. So It's not been easy, man, and I have not been on my A game for a year or so, and it's been a little longer than that because I don't think people realize how much attacks we get and how hard it can be. I don't think people realize how it's targeted and how well it's coordinated and how they can get to you. And it's easy to sit back behind chat and make your judgments on people and decide whether or not you like somebody or not and just turn them off. And I made my fair share of mistakes, no doubt about it. I'm willing to admit that I may have crossed the line a couple of times out there, but man, I mean, TN knows, and I mean, this has been for me. I've been on the front lines of a war for longer than that. I've been on the front lines for since 2007 and before that, and you start to see people get manipulated by others, man, and you start to see people fall from one spot to the next. They fall from Fox News to CNN, and they just puppet what they say. Then they find their favorite content creator, and then they just puppet what they say, and it's frustrating because I looked at myself as somebody who people looked to for information and my honest opinion on stuff. So they would constantly come at me and say, "What do you think about this? What do you think about that?" And I'd give my honest, hardcore opinion about it, and with sauce and why I think that. And I rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, but it is what it is, man. I'm getting through it. I've revamped the platform recently to kind of change up the way I do things and try to connect to a larger audience because I've realized that I'm not connecting with the audience anymore.
Well, tell us about that. You say you changed up the platform. I've saw you say that in chat, I think a couple of days ago as well. Be more specific about that. What can people look forward to, in 2024 from Uncensored Abe and your operation over there?
Well, when I'm in the grind, right, or when you're in the grind of doing show content, you're just in the grind. And so when we went from starting to work security for Brandon Struck when he got accosted in Dallas, we stood up a bunch of veterans and we started working security for Moms for America and Walk Away and things like that. And I've met so many amazing people along that journey, 30 plus events, live streaming them, covering them, stuff like that, and bringing people information from the ground wherever I could find it. And I've met so many amazing people and had some of the most amazing conversations at these events. And every single time I'm like, man, I wish I could record that. I wish somebody could have heard those conversations. So I got a stack of business cards, from along the way, people I've met, things like that. And I want to bring those conversations that we've had, you and I have had offline, things like that, to the front and have them not just recorded, but put together, some some content about an hour or show or so of pre-recorded, and sometimes live, and just have those conversations and talk about things and the way we see the world and things like that differently than just grinding the news every single day and watching as the shiny object wins the day every freaking day. It wears on you so much to watch people get manipulated by the media and by personalities in the influencer world, and they just it's like they found somebody they trust and they just puppet what they say and they don't think about what they're saying just as much as they did when it was Fox News. And it wears on you, bro. It wears on you because you're seeing people get the shiny object of the news or missing the important part of the news and not getting what they need out of it. So I'm hoping, anyways, to change it up and change my approach to the audience has changed quite a bit, as over the last couple of years. We went from all researching and digging and stuff together, kind of live off the cuff and trying to learn together. And now everybody has done their internet research and are internet experts on every topic, and they've become hard in on their opinions. And so if you come at somebody with sauce and information that they should question their opinion on something, they tend to become tribal, and it's been very frustrating for me, and I can't fight through it. So I'm just going to change it up, man, and just have these kind of conversations with people I respect and love along the way, like everyone here.
Right on, man. No, I like that. And yeah, you can't do battle with everybody. You just put what you believe out there, have a discussion, and some people are going to resonate with it, some people aren't. But yeah, I learned that a long time ago, that you can't get into it with every person that disagrees. Pick your battles, essentially, right? But it's great to see you still kicking despite all the personal struggles, man. I feel for you. It sounds like you've been through a lot over the past couple of years, but here you are. You're still doing your thing, and glad to have you back on the show, man. We won't wait so long before hanging out again after this, I promise.
No, man, we both, I mean, I've been just in the grind, and while I was traveling, man, it was a long day weekend to Phoenix, back, do a live stream, grind all week, sleep all weekend, So I mean, it's been, what it's like when you're streaming, man. It's just you don't have a whole lot of extra time yourself. So, but yeah, now I'm kind of in a more different situation where, everyone's told me just to give it up, and I'm just like, you don't understand what I've been doing for the past 10, 15, 20 years of my life. Just give it up, just stop it. That's like telling me just to accept failure and walk away. And the failure I don't accept. I'm proud of all of my content for the last 5 years. I'm proud of showing the tribalism on Truth before the pit, even though I got slammed for it and everyone took it the wrong way. Instead of people looking at it for what it is and realizing how tribal everyone has become, they just follow their favorite person. If you dare question your favorite person, then you must be a shill, a government agent, or a Fed. It's just ridiculous, man. So, I'm done trying to do that shit, man. You're right. It's a waste of time. People are going to do what they want. They're going to believe who they want, and you all you can do is just give your best opinion and walk away.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. Well, welcome to the panel. Welcome to Deplorable Discussions. And like I said, very, very happy you're here to hang out with us for the next couple of hours. Let's bring in the rest of the crew here. Tennessee Homesteader, happy Friday, man. How you doing today?
It's Friday. I'm doing okay. It's just another day, you know?
Oh, I can't wait till I retire.
Yeah, I actually just went out and hacked up some stuff today. I said to my wife, I have to. Well, actually, I was on the showing Petrosky something, and I had to run because I had to get my chainsaw out and start doing some work out there. So that's what I was doing today. I
Which
still got both of my legs, both of my hands, all my fingers, all good.
safety first, TN.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I do wear chaps. No pants, but I do wear chaps.
Well, TN, as always, I'm glad you're here, man. We got some border stuff to talk about today, so
Oh, whoopee. Oh, yay.
I'm sure you'll be fired up and ready to
Yeah.
rip on that. All right, let's bring in Mr. Drunk Pinata. Pinata, happy Friday, bud. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good.
Awesome, man. Awesome. How was your show today?
Well, it's a lot of fun. We have a lot of shiny objects and a lot of, I guess they're kind of retreating to what I would call tabloid gossip along with the documents case. Now that it's very clear that that's going to be pushed outside of the election, and they don't really know what's going to happen with all the schedulings for the other ones, so they don't know if they're going to bring in the Stormy Daniels hush money payment thing or not, or they're 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 still trying to figure this out. It's not political, but they're still trying to figure out, you know, when they're going to roll these things out. So and they keep relying on the polling of this question of like, if Trump were uh, uh, found guilty on one of these charges or any of these charges, would it change your vote? And they say, a lot of them they'll say, yeah, a good amount. But the problem with that is that once one of these trials starts, the people will understand how much bullshit it is because you have a lot of people that are being asked that question in the polling don't know anything about how these things were manufactured. Zero. And I think you'd see that change just as we saw with the indictments and other things like that. So I've seen how the sausages have been made on all these different cases. I'm not worried about them uh, on in the long term. It's just what do they do with them politically? But I think that because of the trending of the polling, that we're in a good shape and people aren't buying the bullshit, which is good. So we have that because they apparently found some like a staircase or a bookshelf that had a TV on it that opened up in Mar-a-Lago to a secret room, apparently, which is kind of badass, kind of think about it. It's like Batman type shit. And apparently it was just an access for like wiring and stuff. And so it's like they say it's a hidden room, but it's probably one of those things you probably had to be on both knees just to crawl through it. It was like probably just like a crawl space or something, and they're calling it a
Right.
hidden room, things like that. And then of course you have them I guess bringing on some cope with this segment like this, I don't even know what to make of this.
Dr. Patel, it is good to see you. You know, nearly 50 million Americans say they experience some degree of mental illness. 90% of the nation believe the nation itself is in a mental health crisis. Take us through the why as you see it.
Yeah, Alicia, it's such an important conversation. So not only do we have this intersection, much like we saw earlier this week with the social media hearings, of having this information 24/7, but as you've already covered, we're in not just Middle East crisis, there feels like there's a crisis every day. And the pandemic not only exacerbated the existing crises that we had, but it also revealed a very poor infrastructure for delivering mental health. If you ask for help, you may not be able to get it. And if you have the resources, you may still not be able to get it. So imagine not having insurance in a state where they didn't expand Medicaid. Imagine not having English be your first language and having to ask for help. So I actually take issue with.
So they're bringing on Elmo because apparently Biden's team responded to Elmo saying, "How's everyone doing today?"
It was a conversation.
I saw the tweet. It was like at 11 at night, and I was like, either his
and I'm like, it has to be a metaphor. I know it's hard that some days to sweep the clouds away and get to sunnier days. That's mental cloudiness. That's what that is. That's a hidden.
That's sunsetting.
Yeah.
The easiest way to cure mental illness in the United States, turn off the TV.
Well, all right. This infuriates me, honestly, because we're mentally ill because we are literally poisoned every day by a corrupt Food and Drug Administration. Our nutrition in this country is a fucking joke. Almost everything you eat is either processed, GMO, covered in pesticides. To eat actually true organic whole foods, it costs you an arm and a leg. Most people can't afford it. Most people don't get the basic nutrition that they need. And of course, that's going to affect your brain. And then they're loaded up on Xanax or Zoloft or Prozac or whatever to just numb the problem. And then you're bombarded with the social media and the TV and all that bullshit. But it starts with the very food and water that you ingest every single day. And it's 100% by design. They slowly chip away at the literal gray matter in your brain through the poison that they put on the shelves on the grocery store. And they subsidize that bullshit to make it cheaper than anything that's actually healthy for you. So that's infuriating to hear this woman come up there and, you know, like just completely gloss over the real problem, because there's just so much money between big food and big pharma, and it's 100% designed to keep you in a state of cloudiness, keep you in a state of depression, keep you in unable to really take care of yourself, think clearly, and rely on these ridiculous government institutions to survive. So it's so infuriating when they sit there and they're like trying to like, let's get to the bottom of this, when they know what the problem is. They just won't address it because it's a multi-trillion-dollar industries meant to keep us in that state. It's that shit pisses me off so much.
The nail on the head that there is a mental health crisis out there, and they're the ones that are perpetuating it, you know, creating this psychosis of people that can't figure out what the hell's going on in the world because they keep getting lied to straight to their face.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, it's good to have all you guys here today. Let's take care of the sponsors on today's broadcast, and then we'll jump into some news items and some discussion here. Let's start with Earth Garden Botanicals. We absolutely love Jolene and her company up in Montana. Earth Garden Botanicals makes amazing wellness products like pine needle extract. This stuff was an absolute lifesaver when I was sick a few weeks ago to help detox the body. It's a concentrated version of the Sunshine Pine Needle Tea, also available here on Earth Garden Botanicals if you're a tea drinker. Check out the CBD and hemp products. All the ingredients for them are locally and organically grown up in Montana, which allows Jolene to sell amazing products at a great price. The value on the CBD oil is unreal. The flavors are delicious. Orange ginger bergamot, huckleberry, cinnamon bliss, cherry, peppermint. Even the unflavored one tastes great because it's so clean and pure. There's a CBD oil for pets. I've used that when Gunner was still around with great success. There's the R&R Delta 8 nighttime gummies. That'll be a good night's sleep. And don't forget about the topical cream, the Arnica salve, with sore joints and muscles, or for your sore joints and muscles. You can get that with or without CBD oil infused. Outside of that, we've got elderberry tonic, great for boosting the immune system. Fire cider to clear your sinuses and breathe more clearly, really opens you up. I mentioned the teas. Check out the 4 different teas. They're all delicious, all enjoyable. They all do a little something different, whether it's your elderberry tea, golden potion tea, the serenity to give you a nice calming effect, or as I mentioned before, the detoxing power of the sunshine and pine needle tea. And then, of course, the critter juice as well, keeping the mosquitoes and insects away, and all natural insect repellent. It smells great. It doesn't leave you feeling oily and gross. And the best part about it is it works really, really well, better than any other brand I've ever bought. I rely on that stuff during the summer when I'm golfing, when I'm outside doing pretty much anything. Few sprays on the arms and legs, the neck, all those places they like to attack. And typically, pretty much every time, I don't get bothered by the mosquitoes. So go check out all these products at earthgardenbotanicals.com. Use promo code 412, get you 10% off your order. Also, another one of our amazing sponsors today is Diamond Soap Co. DiamondSoapCo.com. These guys are as America first as it gets. Veteran and family owned and operated. Harold and Laura have been married over 30 years. They are Air Force Intel vets. They make all of their soaps, all of their body butters, handmade here in the United States, using organic, all natural ingredients, and it shows. They're fantastic products. I love the way the soaps and body butters smell, guys, especially the Kentucky bourbon and the bonfire. Those are my 2 favorite. I think they absolutely smell fantastic. I just finished up some Island Escape. Like I said the last time, the Island Escape, it reminds me, the smell of it reminds me of like a pina colada on a breezy beach. That's really the best way I could describe that. It's super pleasant. The green tea cucumber is super bright, energetic, and refreshing. The frankincense and myrrh, inspired by our friend Lance Lightsphere out there, very good as well. And there's a bunch of flavors and different ones out there. The newest is Plumeria, which was T.N. Homesteader's idea, a tropical flower. It smells really, really good as well. I actually got some of that in the mail. I got some of the body butter and some soap. I was able to smell the body butter, and it's really awesome. You can also get men's and women's t-shirts. They got a hoodie to keep you warm this winter. If you want to get some of the apparel and rep the brand that way, you can do that as well. And you get an amazing discount at 17% off using promo code 412. This is a great way to, again, promote that parallel economy. Instead of mindlessly going to, Rite Aid or Walmart or wherever and just buying a thing of soap from Procter and Gamble or Johnson and Johnson. This is a great way to support a small, family-owned, America First business. Instead, they call it voting with your dollar. Vote with your dollar by going and loading up on some of these amazing products over at diamondsoapco.com. Again, promo code 412 gets you 17% off your order. So big thank you to the sponsors and all of you out there who continue to support them. Guys, please hit that red pill button if you're watching on pilled.net. Make sure you repost the show. If you're watching on Rumble, hit that thumbs up. Share the link wherever you're watching and help more and more people find their way into the broadcast today. So we got a ton of stuff to potentially get into here today. Abe, we haven't talked in a while, man. So I'll be curious to get your thoughts on some of the things we've been talking about this week. I want to start. Did you see the latest thing from O'Keefe Media Group by any chance?
Yeah, I've been kind of lurking your show this week. It's nice that I have a different show time now. I can actually watch your show. I'm not doing show prep.
Yeah, what were your thoughts on that, man? Because the more I think about that video, it's pretty bombshell. You have a high up guy in the Biden administration openly admitting 2 things. One, that Joe Biden has dementia. He's not mentally fit to be running the country. I mean, that alone is like, all right, let's 25th Amendment this guy. The second is that Kamala Harris, they're only keeping her around because of the PR hit it would be to the Black community if she were to be removed. And they're talking about how she's hemorrhaging Black staffers. I mean, might be some of the biggest things that James O'Keefe has ever gotten something to say. And he got him to say it as himself, just wearing a pair of glasses sitting across the table.
The best memes ever. It was classic, dude. And I freaking love James O'Keefe. All right. So I'm biased. Number one. All right.
Yeah,
I love indie journalism, underground journalism. It's part of me. It's part of what I've been trying to accomplish for a long time doing, and I had the live view and doing live mobile events and things like that. I love it, dude. And let's be real, these people are the most racist people on the planet. All right, they're the most racist people on the planet, and they think everybody else thinks like them. And I don't think people really accept that and understand that Democrats are really, really racist. And so it gives you an idea of how superficial they look at the black community and how little credit they give them for having a fucking brain in their head. You know what I'm saying? Like they think they're the dumbest people on the planet. They think that they can easily manipulate them because they have for so long, and they're lost in their world where they're used to being able to completely control the narrative and manipulate people, and they don't see people waking up at the grassroots level and how people are just looking at them like you're freaking insane. And so the whole thing with Kamala and the fact that they even put her on the ticket to begin with was purely for a vote reason. Purely because they believe that all blacks will just vote for somebody because they're black. And you know what? It's true. That's why they do it. 90% of blacks will vote for a black person if they are on the ticket. And it's just the way it works. They look at it as the oppressed having a vision, and they don't look at them as Uncle Toms or, house Negroes that are just being controlled by their masters, which is exactly what they are. And so, I've been in deep with kind of the Hotep community, following them, watching them, helping, giving them information for a long time until I got banned off of everywhere. But these guys are out there doing their thing on themselves now, and they're killing it. And it's not just them. It's a larger part of the black community that sees the bullshit, sees right through it, and sees how they're treating President Trump. I think that's the big key, that takeaway that I took from it. And then, more importantly, let's be real. Biden ain't running this country. Does anybody out there really think that? Right. So no surprise. However, Blinken, Obama's puppet in the third term, is clearly the ones running this country and trying to run it into the ground and finish the agenda that they hoped Hillary Clinton would have done. And they need more time to do it. And they're forced to speed up their agenda. And because they're speeding it up at a time when people are looking at them like more skeptically and looking at power the way it is, it's not only is it very effective to expose them for who they are, but it's very effective at waking people up that maybe aren't quite there yet. And so, while a lot of the stuff that we're seeing here over the last 3 years is not for us, all the stuff that we've seen and have dialed into, and we're so in the daily grind of it all that this is what we do, so we see it all. Most people aren't on that level. And in the last 3 years, you've just seen step by step by step by step, people snap waking up and looking around going, what the hell is going on in the world? So I look at it as part of a larger info op in order to continue to get through to people and get as many people woken up as possible, because otherwise we're in deep shit.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I got a little video here, Abe. Like you said, people waking up in the black community. We've seen a lot of these kind of videos, but here you have a black woman having a conversation with a group of white liberals here, and it's pretty interesting to see this dynamic, and we're seeing more and more and more of this as people continue to wake up. Take a listen to this. And I apologize, the volume on this is a bit low. There's just nothing I can do about that. It's just not all that great recorded, but turn your volume up here for the next 2 minutes when you're watching at home there, and you should be able to hear it just fine.
Even mad at you, baby, for feeling like fake news. This is the thing. I know people don't like Trump. I understand that. But let me tell you something. If I had to pick between him and Joe Biden, I'm not voting in Joe Biden. You want to see a bunch of black people go to jail by the next 4 years? Put Joe Biden. Watch what happens. You want to see black men get killed substantially, like you've never seen before? Put Joe Biden in and watch what happens. These Democrats, and I'm sorry to say this, I'm not trying to be racist, but they hate black people. These are the same people who fought to keep slavery in. These are the same people who built the KKK. These are the same people who hated us from the beginning. The Republican Party is the party of the blacks. Blacks free. The Republican Party is the only party that the black people actually assisted in finding. But all of that history has been torn away. People say, oh, there was this big switch. There was never a big switch. The Union won because we had grown in the industrial era. So we were able to get trains and get supplies back to our soldiers while the Confederate was still riding horses. They were not able to get the supplies back fast enough, right? So what happened was once slavery was abolished in the South, the people in the South could no longer make their money from slaves. They had to move to the North to work in the industry to produce. And so the people in the North that already had established themselves in the industry moved to the South. And so that's where it was a transfer of people coming from the South to the North and people coming from the North to the South. There was never a big switch. So the same Democrats who hated black people from the beginning are the same ones who hate us now. And they use our cause. How did Black Lives Matter turn into something about LGBTQ? When blacks really don't support that. We're conservative. We're really not about that. Not only that, we don't support abortion. We're about workers. This is the black culture. We ain't never been about that. Not only that, we're not about feminism. No, we're not. Black women marry their husbands and respect their husbands. That's what we on. We're not on this, oh, I do what I want. We don't do that. That's not our community, and you would understand. I know you understand what I'm saying. We don't do that. But yet these people are hijacking our movement, and the Democratic Party, they're trying to hijack our stuff. No.
Again, I know that was a little hard to hear, but I mean, she hits the nail right on the head there. She is so spot on. And like I said, we've been seeing so many of these videos of either, based black people or people, in the black community that are just kind of waking up now to see this going on. We've seen it in the poll numbers, where I think Joe Biden went from like 90+% approval from black people in 2020 down to the 60s. Donald Trump up from single digits, I think 7 or 8%, getting up near 25%. Those are huge swings in both directions, and I think could play out in a big way, especially still with what we have 9 months to go roughly before we all go vote. There's a lot of time to continue to raise consciousness and get a lot more of the black community to see the scam of the Democrat Party and run away from that plantation. So it's encouraging stuff, isn't it?
You want to do another one? Play the link that I put on Zoom chat.
Okay. I wanted to just say one that I saw earlier too. I'm curious. Yes, it is. This one's too good too.
This is the other impact that's happening.
Do you want to set this up, Tien? Or do you want me just to play it?
Yeah, well, it's happening in most cities. We saw that in Chicago. We see it we saw it in New York. We saw videos in outside of Atlanta. This is in Boston, where they turned over a recreation center to illegals.
This is crazy. I saw this too. This is in my stack also, so this is perfect. All right, here we go.
Paycheck don't equal to live fucking here. And I've been here my whole fucking because I can yell. Because I can yell. Because I can yell. And I'm fucking angry. That's why. I hear you. I do hear you. So why can't I get in the fucking building? Because you can't get in right now. No one can go in. Why? Where's the mayor at? Y'all, these fucking towns are fucking sham, yo. It's all about fucking money. It's a fucking money grab. Y'all give a fuck about the motherfuckers that was born and fucking raised here. Y'all raised the fucking rent so fucking high. Can't afford to live here, but y'all gonna bring some other motherfuckers here? That doesn't fucking add up. It doesn't make no fucking sense. None. I'm fucking homeless. I work a full-time job, 40 hours, and can't pay to live here. How the fuck are y'all gonna bring somebody else here? Don't make no fucking sense. None.
Right.
Boiling over.
And that's happening across the country. We don't see it. We see little pieces of it, sprinklings here and there, but it's happening across the country. And what I've been hearing also is that the Democrats are really concerned about having the DNC in Chicago.
Oh, they're going
There's
to.
already they're already black or organizing black to demonstrate outside. And remember what I told you back a couple of months ago, 1968. Remember 1968 Chicago?
Yeah, they're. It looks like it might be heading in that direction. Um, here's one more for you. This is an alderman in Chicago, talking about the similar situation. I haven't actually seen this yet, but it was in my stack, so I figured we'd just watch it together. So I think this is related.
Now, I've said this before. If you give me 3 meals, housing, child care, education, a voucher for $9,000, you know what? I come to Chicago too. And that's what they're doing. They're telling people, and they're sending money back to back to Venezuela, to come to Chicago because they're saying, hey, the good times are rolling there. They're taking care of everybody. Now, when we have Venezuelans that are driving cars, where did they get a driver's license? Where did they get insurance from? And then you have Venezuelans being caught with drugs and guns. Where are they getting them from?
I mean, it's a little short and cut a little short there for sure, but.
And meanwhile, you have Rashida Tlaib out there chastising in Congress for using the term illegal, which is the law.
That to me is hilarious.
Because they're people too, they're not illegal. Yeah, so think of the disparity between these two, because this guy's an alderman, which means he's in politics, low level, of course, but he's in politics, right? And what they're doing, it's this whole border thing, this whole invasion thing is going to have a heck of a lot more results than we even anticipate.
I think so too. I think that it's turning a lot of the left's own base against them, because a lot of the people they've relied on for votes in the past have fallen off the priority list of their resources. You know, they're old news to the elite liberals in DC, and yeah, I mean they're not going to be able to keep those people on the plantation,
and they can't pull the heartstrings anymore.
Nope.
Before they used to feel sorry for them, right?
Yeah.
Now you can't, because how could you feel sorry? Like this guy says, I'm working full time, I can't afford rent, I'm homeless. That's what he said. But you have people that are basically cannot make ends meet, and yet hand over fist, illegals are being handed everything. That does, and like the guy says, it makes no sense. He's so spot on, because it makes sense if you look at it from the perspective of their goal. It doesn't make sense if you're looking at it saying, hey, I live in this country, I'm a citizen. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Right?
You've been brainwashing people for so long with this. They don't see borders. They've been brainwashing these people for so long. They don't even teach geography anymore, because geography has borders of countries. You know what I'm saying? Like they go to college and they learn this open borders policy is ingrained into them. They don't see the world with borders, and they can't even connect with people who understand that sovereign countries start with borders. It's crazy, dude.
Well, they don't even understand the importance and the impact of a sovereign country versus, you know, a non-sovereign country, or what the difference is between the nationalist or globalist mindset, or how important it is to be able to maintain some sense of nationalism and sovereignty. The kids now today are raised and educated with no real perspective on the topic whatsoever, and it makes them so vulnerable to having their heartstrings tugged at, and then, you know, voting and acting against their own interest unwittingly. It's really gross. Abe, you put a video here in the chat as well. We want to watch. What set this up for us? What do we got here?
Yeah, this will give you a transition to the border. I did a show yesterday with Jeff Zink running for office down there in Arizona. Got screwed last time, and is just a great patriot. I had a chance to meet him down there, and so I was doing a border report with him yesterday, and kind of trying to bring in as much as I could find from out there, because there's a huge crowd going to Cali, bro. But this guy is working for LFA TV. It's a Live from America network. It's a new network that's kind of like Badlands, things like that, going to be competing with all of us. And they have a bunch of great content creators over there that are part of that platform as well. So a shout out to LFA TV, all the independent news media content creators out there. I support them all. I love them all, and I love guys like this who just totally get it, man.
All right, let's see what they have to say. Here we go.
Themselves. And secondly, I hate what the hell is going on with this country, because even Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles can see that they're putting this to a hole, and we got to put a stop to it. Peacefully.
Absolutely,
I said
peacefully.
Peacefully. YouTube, I said peacefully.
And what are the vibes out here right now? How peaceful is this? Tell everybody what you're seeing.
The spirit is so thick out here, it's unbelievable, because I didn't even expect everybody that I've interviewed and talked to to be of the like mind, to where it's time to put God at the forefront. We're fighting a spiritual war, and everybody knows you can't beat a spiritual war with guns and things of that nature. And God needs to be the forefront of your marriage, forefront of your life.
Yeah.
And why not be at the forefront of this country? That's where they messed us up when they said don't put politics and religion. You need people that's gonna oversee us, that we put in there, to have a Holy Spirit, to have a heart of conviction, so they do the right thing. If you put people in there that are of wickedness, look what you get.
Absolutely, man.
Look what you get.
And what would be your message to Joe Biden or politicians in Washington, D.C.?
Joe Biden, I'm just praying for Joe Biden, because I got old uncles and aunts, and he's a pawn being used by whoever's pulling the strings.
Yep.
And
what would be your message to Speaker Johnson?
Speaker Johnson, just do the right thing.
Yep.
Do the right thing. Do what people put you in office for. Y'all have to remember, we elected y'all and put y'all in office. Y'all work for us. It's not the other way around.
Amen.
And somewhere it got twisted in the cycle. So we got to bring it back 360.
Absolutely.
And put everything back in perspective the way it should be. Put gas back where it should be.
Yes.
Put rent prices back where it should be.
Amen.
Put abortion on the table where it should be.
Absolutely.
Let's get this back where it should be.
Where can everybody follow you at?
Let's lock these criminals up and not let them out on bail so they don't come back.
Preach it,
come on, man.
Preach
it.
Where can everybody find you at?
The Patriots Lab Uncensored. I ain't even going to shout them out. Just go to all platforms.
All platforms. You got it, man. God bless you.
God bless you.
Love it, man. It's spreading the raising of consciousness, the awakening. You could feel it. More and more people every day are really starting to see this bullshit for what it is.
Yeah, it's great to see, man. I mean, you know my history, you know my story. So, you know, back in the day when I was in the Marine Corps, I connected with the Black community, and, you know, we'd sit around and listen to Pac and talk life, you know, and you realize some inner city Black kid that I'd never met before in my life from inner city Baltimore or some shit, right? Would never have probably ever have hung out ever in our real lives, inner city Maryland, places like that, you know, all on the East Coast, and never, if we ran across each other in the street, we'd probably, you know, avoid each other, right? We're all over there hanging out. We're just philosophizing on life, and you realize we're all just same, man. We're all just the same, and then you realize how much they're manipulating and destroying the Black community using the same feminist ideals that they're pushing on the white middle class now, and they're using the same exact tactics that they used in the inner city, and they're spreading it to the middle class. And so when you see that how evil that is, it motivates you even harder to want to help the Black community wake up, bro.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. The Black community has been the face of their scam for a long time, and it's been really gross. They took them from one plantation to another, it's good to see many of them finally getting away from it and waking up to it, and hopefully it starts to exponentially snowball to the point where they lose that entire voting base because they have abused it, they've used it, taken complete advantage of it, and they've gotten absolutely nothing in return for it other than just terrible, terrible returns. I mean, you look at the inner city schools, the literacy rates, the standard of living in a lot of those places, the welfare state they've created, the eugenics with the Planned Parenthood and whatnot. It's been so disgusting. So it is great to see them finally escaping all of that evil that's been cast upon them for so long in this country. I've got another couple of videos, or I got one more video here I want to play, and this one's been floating around. It's a little CNN clip where they kind of say the quiet part out loud a little bit. Take a listen to this.
This trick to get gas for a penny is going to get banned in the US. This ex-programmer got fired from...
Are you unclogging your toilet correctly? This is the only tool you should use. Do you know what to do when your toilet is clogged?
The back. You don't touch our police officers. You don't touch anybody. Thank you, everybody.
I mean, we're hearing a change when it comes to immigration in general from President Biden on down. To hear her talk about that, it is also directly related to the fact that these were police officers. Does that have any impact? Does that change anything?
Well, it's so complicated because, you're a New Yorker, you move through the city every day. We see these people, we touch these people. They're out looking for work. They're delivering our food. They're at the gas stations and the car wash. These are people who came in waves, 170,000 probably to New York City. But within that group, this hardworking, throngs of people in search of hope and a better life, there is this 1%er, criminal element that looks at a different opportunity here. These individuals, I went over their rap sheets yesterday, multiple charges, grand larceny, robbery, attempted robbery, grand larceny, grand larceny. This particular crew operated on mopeds and scooters. They were doing organized retail theft. They were doing snatches on the street, iPhones, iPads, clothing, so on and so forth. One of them that they are still seeking has 10 charges on one day because he's part of a pattern that's been going on. And I'm looking at the dates that their arrest started, which is probably close to when they got here. They've only been here a couple of months. So what the detectives are telling me is they have crews here that operate in New York, do all their stealing, then go to Florida to spend the money and then come back. And I'm like, well, why don't they just stay and steal in Florida? And they said, because there you go to jail.
Oh. Great report. Keep us posted on this.
I love that moment of just complete silence there. Like they didn't know how to respond. They didn't know how to respond to that. Oh, when you do it in Florida,
consequences.
Yeah. So but listen to that. They have these illegals. He says 1%. I think it's much higher than 1%. But
You bet it's much higher than 1%.
It's CNN, so everything comes with a little. You have to take everything with a grain of salt, right? But at 1%, he goes over these crimes, and we know the crimes are worse than what he's saying too. Always games, but still. He still says the important part out loud is that they're doing it in New York, a liberal-run shithole, because there's no consequences. They then take their money to a prosperous part of the country, a Republican-run American state like Florida. They go and enjoy the fruits of their crime down there. But they don't commit crimes down there because if you commit crimes in Florida, your ass gets punished for it. You go to jail, you get arrested. Right? You don't get to beat up two cops and then get let out without any bail and then flick off the cameras as you're walking out like this guy here. Right? It's crazy. It's crazy. But even CNN is to the point now where they have to acknowledge this.
Yep. Right? And even if you use his numbers, he said they come in waves, 100,000 to New York. And he said more than 100,000. And then he says 1%. Well, do the math. What's 1% of 100,000? It's 1,000. So if you have a even at his low levels, which I agree, it's low levels, it's still 1,000.
Yeah.
You just imported 1,000 criminals.
I mean, it's insane.
Especially when they have the rap sheet, right? I mean, the guy says, I looked at the rap sheet. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. And the people, circling back to the videos, the people are seeing this. Because if they're beating up cops, what do you think they're doing to old ladies or women with purses? Or because if they're doing the scooter, it says that they're doing mob robbery in the scooters. A big thing in Central and South America and in other countries too, but a big thing is the scooter robbery. They come up, they're one guy's driving, another person is in the back. They hop off, they beat you, they take your stuff, and they haul off on the scooter. You want to bet that that's happening in New York and in other cities? That you just don't see it.
Oh, absolutely, it is.
It's going to be not long before somebody says enough and they pop one of these guys. And unfortunately, although they may deserve it, unfortunately, the person that's going to pay the price is the one that defended somebody. Because I guarantee you, in New York, if somebody would have stepped up there and beat the shit out of one of these guys or popped one of these guys, that person would be in jail.
Absolutely. Aren't they trying to throw like some people in jail for like 11 years?
Yeah,
for swinging
praying,
on Planned
for
Parenthood.
praying at an abortion clinic, not being violent, nothing, just praying.
And they're trying to give them 11 years in a cage for that. Think about that. This guy beats up a couple cops. He's able to leave, flick off the cameras. He'll probably never be heard or seen from again. But for praying in front of a Planned Parenthood, the federal government's going to weaponize the entire force of the DOJ against you to try to take away your freedom for over a decade for a nonviolent crime.
Do you think people see this for what it is, purposeful agenda?
No.
I
don't think they see the purposeful. I think they see my personal opinion. There are quite a few people that do, don't get me wrong. And not necessarily in our camp, right? That looks at it from a much broader perspective. But I think there are people that are recognizing this is not incompetence.
I think the problem is the people that see it, or the people that are paying attention, do see it, right? The problem is how many people are actually paying attention or actually going deeper than just like the articles Facebook or Instagram kind of pops up for them, or what they see in the news, that 30 minutes a night that they watch it. Those people, I think, probably don't see enough to catch the patterns, the hypocrisies, and the bullshit. Anyone that actually has any kind of interest in any of this and watches and tries to learn about the world a little bit, I think it's starting to become more prevalently acknowledged, but there's still way too many people out there that are far more concerned about, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift than they are about what's happening in this country. Way too many people that are still worried about the celebrity couples and, let's just binge Netflix or whatever, instead of having any idea what's going on in the world. The bread and circuses, I think, are still have the vast majority of people captured. So the people that are watching and do have their ear to the ground even a little bit, I feel like they are seeing it for sure.
Just to clarify, you have radical left mayors who are making it impossible for the police in their city to do anything, and then you have bought and paid for district attorneys and state attorneys who have a radical agenda that has nothing to do with justice, truth, and peace. And I don't know if everybody sees that that's a purposeful attack on creating fear and disabling your cities, disabling your local areas. And then on top of that, what you're doing is you're causing chaos and you're causing people to live in fear. And then you get emotional reactions out of everybody. You get people to look at the government as they're not going to provide, and so they have to take things into their own hands. You get vengeance, and you get a agenda that is written by the Marxist in several books. Just look up Saul Alinsky. It's part of the tactic, and people need to see that for what it is.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And just to add on to the ridiculous, I don't know if you guys saw in Congress the last couple of days, you have over 150 Democrats voting to not deport illegals that have been caught for drunk driving or caught in burglaries, I think it was the other one. I mean, so you have a large part of our federal government that is not only.
You know why they're doing this, right?
Why? Go ahead, Tien.
Trump. They're trying to preempt Trump coming in because he could turn around, and this is what we were talking about yesterday, as far as the USC 8, and which is what he used during the travel ban. By proclamation alone, he can shut down the border or target any group of illegals and deport them. So what they're doing is they're trying to pass laws preempting him from doing that because they know he's coming and they know that he's going to do the deportation. Otherwise, why would they do this? They don't need to. They don't need to pass a law. They're doing it.
Well, the law that was proposed, Tien, was to deport people that have been caught with a DUI, and the Democrats are voting against it. So
no, I understand that. I understand what you're saying. The Democrats are fighting it. Why would they fight that? Right? They know what's coming.
Right. I guess I don't fully understand, because if Trump could do it on his own, like Congress is trying to do it because Trump's not there. The Republicans in Congress are trying to do it because they don't have the presidency to do it right now. So they're trying to make the law themselves. The Democrats are stopping it because Joe Biden's in office and he won't do that. Once Trump comes in, this law that was trying to be passed becomes kind of obsolete in a way, because like you said, Donald Trump can, I would understand what you're saying if the Democrats were trying to pass a law that would protect these people before Trump, but that's not what's happening.
But they are. This is just one of the battlefields. The other one, like I was saying, Rashida Tlaib proposing not to call them illegals. That's what I'm saying. That you're looking at one little skirmish here, and I'm not to say I have a broader view. I'm just saying that you have to look larger as to what all the little skirmishes that the Congress is doing, because they see what's coming. They're trying to pass codifying laws. Durbin with this thing that's basically saying allow the illegals to go into the military so that then they can gain citizenship. Now, there's been, for the longest time, there has been, residency and that kind of stuff to expedite your citizenry if you join the military and that kind of deal, right? If you serve. But he's trying to do it en masse now as a vehicle. And what would you get? An influx of illegals into the military. Right. Illegals that are paramilitary.
I don't disagree with the broader view. I was just more honing in on the specific two bills about that the Republicans introduced into the House about deporting people that have committed certain crimes. I was just trying to bring up the absurdity of opposing deporting someone who's, recklessly putting other people at risk or actively assaulting or robbing them. But no, I do agree with the broader picture that you present 100%. But it is time. It's 4:55, so we need to take a minute, and we're going to be going exclusively to pill.net to wrap up the show today. We've got another hour of great content with our special guest, Uncensored Abe, and my OG crew, Tennessee Homesteader and Drunk Pinata. So please come on over to pill.net. The link is in the Rumble description underneath the stream. I'm going to toss it into the live chat as well for you guys over on Rumble and on DLive. So come on over and keep hanging out with us. I'm going to play a quick little video brought to you by pill.net, and then we'll be back on the other side of that. So see you guys in 60 seconds.
Pill.net is proud to host 412 Productions exclusively on the true home of free speech. To continue watching the show, we are here to help you over to Pilled. If you're new to the platform, just click on the welcome link provided. It will then automatically walk you through signing up for your free account. If you already have a Pill.net account, follow the link provided directing you straight to 412 Productions channel. We are excited to have you join the Pilled family, and if you have any questions at all, please email support@pill.net. Enjoy the rest of 412 Productions on Pill.net. Free speech lives here.
All right, we are back. And again, thank you guys so much for being with us today. I hope you guys will come over and hang out with us over on pilled.net. If not, no worries to those of you watching on Rumble, DLive, Odyssey, Cloud Hub, and Twitter, and YouTube as well. We will be back tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for the Saturday morning chat. I've got play some music. We'll take your calls. We'll have a fun little start to our weekend. And we'll come back next week on Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern time to kick off another week of deplorable discussions. One more time, that link is in the live chat. It's in the video description on Rumble. We got another hour of conversation. I hope you guys will come over and hang out with us over there for the rest of the show. Otherwise, if not, no worries. You guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you all on the next one. So let's go ahead and turn these off.